Today we're going to be doing an oil change to this 2023 Freightliner Cascadia with a DD15 engine. This is the newest version of the DD15 engine, and today we are going to do the first oil change to this truck. It has less than 50,000 miles and it is about time to do oil change. Detroit recommends to do oil change intervals at 50,000 miles, but I won't recommend this. I will say then you have to do oil change at 25,000 miles. That will be a good amount of mileage and the best way to protect your engine for any future problems. Anyway, with that on mind, we can start with this video. To do an oil change, of course, we need filters and we need oil. But in this case, there are different filters. In the case of the fuel water separator, it's the same fuel water separator we're going to find in other Cascadias. Nothing special about it. So 2018, 2019 Cascadias, they still have this same fuel water separator, but the oil filter is different. So the oil filter has this little spacer on the bottom of the filter, and this goes all the way in on the oil filter housing. So the oil filter is not going to fit in older Cascadias, in older DD15 engines, and the oil filter from older DD15 engines is not going to fit on this 2023. Also, the fuel filter is different, so just keep in mind that you cannot use the filters from 2022 and lower DD15 engines on 2022 and newer DD15 engines. This is just precautions that you have to keep in mind in case you are going to do an oil change and you will buy the parts thinking then the filters are going to fit from older DD15 engines, but in this case it's not. So freeze, of course, we need to drain the oil. We do drain the oil, we wait until the oil is completely drained, but also we have to remove the oil filter to have the oil completely drained from the filter all the way to the oil pan. And once we're done with that, of course, right, we're gonna put the new filter and we're gonna close the other oil drain plug to add the new oil. And to remove the fuel water separator is pretty simple as well. We remove it from the bottom, and it has some plugs. Then we have to disconnect. We rotate it to the left to remove it completely. And then we insert the new filter, pretty easy, nothing complicated, there is nothing special about it. We just need to install the O-rings where they're supposed to go, and then we just place it back. Nothing special, so it's pretty easy, anybody can do this. The fuel filters in this case are a little more tricky. The fuel filters, they are, as I say, they're different than the older generation, which means they are a little tricky to install them. In this case, they have this big spacer, this big nipple on the bottom of the filter. Then we need to align with the housing to insert the new filter. Of course, right, we already have removed the fuel filter. And for the small filter, for the screen filter, it also has a nipple at the bottom, then aligns. The problem with this nipple and the filter is that it is pretty tight to rotate, so I will recommend that before you install the filter, you grab the filter and the cap, the filter cap, and rotate both with your hands until they get a little free to move, because if you don't do it, it's going to be a little difficult to install them. So once you do that, you insert them and you tighten to specifications all the caps. And once you are done with that, all you have to do is prime the fuel system, and you can start the engine. There is no specific process you need to follow. It's pretty simple. You can also follow specifications on how to do the oil change. You can change the oil filter freeze and then the fuel filters, or vice versa. If there is nothing special about it, it will depend up to you. There is no other recommendations besides all these information that I'm giving you. So, as I say, doing an oil change on a DD15 engine is not very different than older DD15 engine. In this case, it's a 2023, but it's nothing different than older DD15 engines. What changes the most is the parts. But there are a couple things that we need to mention. Now that we have finished with the oil change, we need to mention about them, the oil pans in these DD15 engines are very fragile. So whenever you are doing oil change and you remove the plug from these oil pans, you be sure not to over tight this oil pan, because if you remove it, the next time you remove the plug, it's going to be pretty difficult, and probably, or it's possible, then this can break. So that is gonna be very bad if you are in a situation then the oil pan breaks on you, because you will have to remove the oil pan. And this is a situation that happens with these newer DD15 engines, so just be careful on that. And other than that, there is no other precautions to follow. Of course, right, use the right amount of oil than the DD15 engine needs. Prime the filter before you start the engine. If you don't prime the fuel system correctly, using the manual pump or using the machine to prime the filter, the fuel system, the check engine light will light up saying that there is low pressure in the fuel system, and that light will need to be clear with the DDL software. But these are little details that you need to pay attention when you are doing an oil change. But this is about all you need to know how to do the oil change. So if you have any questions, or if you want more information, you can comment below, and there is always people answering these comments, or I can answer these comments myself. And if you want to see what I'm doing, you can go to Instagram, you can check me as franciscoamaya YouTube, and you can see other things that I'm doing there and information. Also, you can find videos there too. So be sure to like the video, share it, subscribe, and thank you for watching.